It's about to go down.
Burning your ears with another all-killer and no-filler episode of the best motorsports radio on the planet. It's the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. With your host, Jim Beaver.
Sliding trophy trucks, jumping razors, and dropping the mic at events across the country.
Amy Hood.
What's up, guys? I'm a professional fun haver, dirt bike rider, and monster truck driver.
With support from Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, and Dirtfish. Hang on tight, strap in, and get ready to smoke some tires and lay some roost. Here's the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other. Jim Beaver.
Good morning and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. Man, it is going to be an interesting show today. That's all I got to say about that. No, seriously, it's going to be a fun one. This is the most random week of the year, right? It's Baja 1000 week, and especially when it's a point-to-point, doesn't happen very often. Everybody in the dirt sports community, everybody on the media side of things, everybody on the driving side of things, everybody on the fan, the spectating, everybody is in Mexico. Everybody but me. I'm sitting here and I'm doing radio for you guys. So for the few of you that are still in the States, some of you might be tuning in from Mexico. Thank you for that. We do have a lot of Mexican listeners to our radio show. Especially for our off-road content and our rally content. But thank you for tuning in. But it's going to be a fun show. Obviously, we're going to dedicate a big chunk here in hour number one to talking about the greatest off-road race on the planet, the Baja 1000. We're going to dive into it. We got a couple of sound clips from BJ Baldwin, Rob McCachran. I'll be giving you my picks and what to expect at Baja. That's coming up in hour number one. We've got a very special interview with NASCAR driver Clint Bowyer. That's coming up here in hour number one as well. And then hour number two, I spent 30 minutes with my good friends from Throttle. You remember them from Vegas to Reno. They produce some of our content. One of the biggest automotive content producers on the web, Adnan, Alex, and Sam, they all joined me, as well as Kelly Wilmore from Impact, making a special guest appearance, in a 30-minute roundtable discussion on all things just four wheels. It was a great time. That's coming up in hour number two. We got a lot coming at you today on the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. We'll be back after this. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
As certain as the sun rises and sets around the world, OTSFF Group is dedicated to providing flexible, comprehensive, and reliable transportation solutions. Air transportation, ocean freight, ground transportation, or a combination of services. We offer innovative and custom-built packages specifically designed to meet your transportation needs. OTSFF Group has been keeping shipments moving globally for nearly 2 decades. OTSFF Group, flexible logistics services designed for you. More information at OTSFF.com. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. And I gotta say, it's going to be a fun one lined up today for you guys. Tons and tons of fun, to be honest with you. Can't wait to air that 3-part segment with my good friends from Throttle. Talking some Baja 1000. We got Clint Bowyer coming up next. It's definitely an interesting time in motorsport, that's for sure. But I do have to give a shout out to my partners at KC Highlights. Been a partner of mine for a long, long time. My family's run KC Highlights back into the 70s. But we teamed up with them recently, just 2 weeks. This is week number 2 of it. But we're doing not a giveaway, but kind of giving it away, right? We're giving away 20% off all KC Highlights, everything. Doesn't matter if you need one of just your old school daylighters all the way up into like flex LED lighting or their new pod system or Pro 6 lighting system. Whatever you need, it's 20% off. Doesn't matter if you spend, $100 or $10,000. I'm going to give you 20% off. And you know how you do it? All you have to do, go to kchighlights.com. When you check out, use the coupon code BEAVER20, and you can use the URL. It's kchighlights.com/Jim Beaver. But yeah, use that coupon code BEAVER20. It's going to get you 20% off all your purchases on KC Highlights, and that is literally ending the end of this week. So if you want to get in on it, you need to do it ASAP because it's been running for a week. I've had a ton of people take us up on the offer, but I'm telling you, don't wait. Go now for 20% off BEAVER20. kchighlights.com/Jim Beaver. Yeah, get in on it. It's a heck of a deal for my good friends at KC Highlights. Baja 1000 coming up. NASCAR kind of wrapping things up. I know we got Clint Bowyer coming up. You know me, I'm not a massive NASCAR fan, right? Just not. But I got to say, NASCAR's been getting pretty interesting with the playoffs and getting down to the wire. I know we got, Truex is in there, Busch, a couple of others, Keselowski, but I don't know. It's kind of got my attention, and it's tough for NASCAR to do that. But definitely looking forward to that finale next weekend in Miami. Like I said, had the opportunity to catch up with Clint Bowyer. We're going to air that in the next segment. It's really, right now it's kind of everything closing out. We had NHRA. Got to give a shout out to Brittany Force. Courtney Force, she's been on the show countless times. Not countless, a handful of times. But her sister Brittany, second female to ever win Top Fuel World Championship. First one since 1982. We're trying to get her on the show. I know I've been talking with people from John Force Racing, and I think Brittany Force will be on air next week, along with hopefully some Baja 1000 winners. But, man, between that kind of happening, so NHRA capped off. We've got, IndyCar, got everything winding down. But the Baja 1000 is the big one. That's kind of kicking off this week down there in Ensenada. If you're tuning in today live, I think today's Tuesday. We've got qualifying for not qualifying, but contingency for the motorcycles. They're doing it. It's such a massive event. Almost 400 entries in Baja this year. Think about that. Almost 400 entries, and every one of those teams has 4, 5, 6 people on that team. That's a massive amount of people that is racing in Baja this week. So they split up contingency and tech inspection. So I think some of you might be tuned in, but from Mexico, from tech and contingency, tweet me at JimBeaver15 if you are. Love to hear from you guys. So motorcycle, quad, UTV, tech and contingency today. Tomorrow, it's car and trucks. And then we get into, I guess this is, so Wednesday night is going to be, they're going to start the motorcycle and quads at midnight, and then at 10 a.m., car, truck, UTV go off the line. So they're giving the motorcycles a 10-hour head start over the car and trucks to go and unleash havoc on Baja. So I don't know. It's going to be definitely an entertaining race. I know Score will have some live streaming. Race Desert will have some news. Man, we're later on in this hour, we're definitely going to start dissecting and giving picks and things like that. But Baja is up and running. I'm sure a lot of you are tuning into this show. At the same time, you've got Race Desert, you got Score International up, you got Facebook up. You guys are like multitasking. Got a bunch of screens there on your laptop and on your computer. So thanks for making us a part of what you guys got going on. But yeah, man, it's been a fun one. I know Amy, she is MIA today. I don't know. We may get a call from her, but she's been doing some Monster Jam stuff down in Florida, getting ready for the new tour. I know she's got one heck of a tour lined up for herself. I know me, it's silly season, man, and we're getting everything lined up for 2018. Coming back. I've had a lot of you guys ask me, "Hey, when's the trophy truck coming back?" I know I only raced it once this year. Did get a finish at Parker, but the trophy truck is coming back next year. Not racing in Baja because it's torn down to the frame rails, going under a full ground-up prep. Refreshed bullet going in. It's going to be solid. Looking forward to running that again next year. The trophy truck is coming back. So we'll be running a handful of races in that. Razor Star Car definitely coming back for year number 2. More of that. I'll definitely be running Terracross and maybe throwing in some surprise events along the way. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, how come you're not racing Baja? How come you're not racing Baja? Truth of the matter is I didn't have it in the budget to run mine. The 50th, this event, it's so big. I don't think you guys understand. It's not like something a month out you go, I'm going to go and run the Baja 1000, especially this one, 50th anniversary, almost 1,200 miles long. This isn't one that you just go, I'm going to do it. Like the Laughlin Desert Challenge or something like that. You go, hey, I think I'm going to go run that. The truck's looking all right in the shop. We'll just throw a couple guys in a truck, grab a hotel room, and go. You don't do that with Baja, especially the 1000. I mean, this one, these guys have been prepping for this for a year. And not only the race vehicles, but the logistics and the support crews. I mean, you've got to take an army of people to go down to Mexico and compete at the Baja 1000. You've got guys teaming up with each other. They're pooling pit support because it takes that many people spread out across 1,200 miles, right? It's just the logistics of this event mind-boggling. It's unlike anything in motorsport. And a lot of you people go, Dakar, it's longer. It is longer. But you know what? They get a break every night. Baja, you don't. And, that there's got to be, you got to give this event, credit for that because it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. And I don't know. I still can't give you my picks because I don't quite know who I'm picking. So we'll find out later on in this hour who I'm actually going to be pulling for in Baja. But that going on, thank you for everybody for tuning in that are down there in Mexico. Much appreciated for taking the time out of your schedule. All of you guys for tuning in. We're definitely a fan and listener-driven show, and love having you guys tune in and tweet us. I always get I get literally tags like people screenshots. Hey, listening to you right now, or on the radio. Taking pictures of their radio in their car, and hey, we're listening to you. I always appreciate all that. But you know what? We couldn't do this without some of our sponsors, and I've teamed up with a rad company called GenuinePolarisParts.com, and basically, they can get you outfitted. Whether hunting season's starting, right? You gotta get your your Razor, your Ranger, whatever your general prepped, right? You got to get everything in line. Well, GenuinePolarisParts.com has what it takes using their easy-to-use, categorized parts and accessories online ordering platform. Don't forget about the oil change kits. Those are readily in stock as well. If you're looking for genuine Polaris parts, all you have to do is go to GenuinePolarisParts.com. Assurance and dependability is in their name. Make it easy and stress-free, having all the diagrams with your year, make, model right there at your fingertips. You narrow down your search with the diagrams, and visually you get to see the parts that need to be replaced, and it eliminates the headache of second-guessing your parts, trying to explain what you need at the dealership. Go to GenuinePolarisParts.com/JimBeaver. You'll be able to redeem a special offer. It's exclusive only to listeners of this show. Again, it's GenuinePolarisParts.com/JimBeaver. You get your Polaris parts delivered directly to your door using GenuinePolarisParts.com. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line, NASCAR Cup driver Clint Bowyer. How's everything going, Clint?
Good. Just getting out here to Phoenix. practice here in a couple hours, I'm ready.
Well, and it's one of those things, like, let's talk a little bit about the playoffs here with Cup. It's, you guys are in an interesting situation going into this year. I mean, you were new to the Stewart-Haas team. Running Fords was new to the Stewart-Haas team. It was kind of an interesting year. I mean, you guys have had some ups and downs this year, but, how is it for you guys? I mean, you're sitting there and narrowly missed making the playoffs. I mean, what are you guys learning? What are you taking away from some of the events right now?
Yeah, I mean, for us and our 14 team, just a rocky road. A lot of peaks and valleys, some really, really good runs with 3 second places. Just so close to breaking through and getting our win, but never did happen. Lot of mistakes, a lot of DNFs, a lot of failures. Seems like all across the board, if it was going to happen at a Stewart-Haas car, it happened to our car. With a rear, something as late as the rear end cooler went out last week in Texas. It's like, rear end cooler. I've been racing 12 years and I've never had one go out, and it just went out. Fan went out and burnt the gear up, and our day was done. But it's just kind of been the story of our year. But here's the thing: when you're with a group, an organization like Stewart-Haas Racing, you're not worried about it. You're not panicked. You never waver from the confidence, because you're with the right organization to right the ship and get it pointed back in the right direction and prevail. So that being said, what was new with Stewart-Haas was moving to Fords. People, it's hard to explain to people just what that means. That means a complete new database. I mean, literally from the ground up, everything that we use across the board from one team to another, you start from scratch and you build an all new. And because they used Hendrick Motorsports for that, which took years and years and years to build and perfect. In a year's time, we've not only built our own, we're getting close to getting it good enough to win a championship. Right here at the end of the year, Kevin making a huge statement, catching that 78 car, running him down that's been dominant on his 1.5 miles, passing him and winning the race and punching his ticket for a championship. So, shot fired big time over the bow last weekend, and it's going to be exciting to watch Kevin go down there and compete for a championship and hopefully bring it home for Stewart-Haas and Ford.
Yeah, well, and it's going to have you pretty excited. I mean, prospects of next year, right? I mean, it's a new team for you, obviously, the switch, but it's going to have you really excited. You guys are going to be able to hit, Daytona next year with, guns a-blazing, right?
Yeah, that's right. And again, when you, with all these new things that I was speaking of, the database, the aero map, everything, tire map, all the things that we use, the tools that we use to find success on the racetrack, trial and error, man. Obviously there's a lot of rhyme and reason as to what they're doing, method to the madness, but still there's a lot of trial and error to be done, and unfortunately it can only be done in real life conditions on the racetrack. Learn from all of those and put it to good use. A little bit late for us, but may just be on time and perfect time, as a matter of fact, for Kevin, and moving into the off season, preparing ourselves. Added the addition to Eric Almirola, getting in the 10 car, bringing Smithfield Foods over. Just things are really looking good for next year, 2018 and beyond.
Yeah. Well, and I want to go back. I'm gonna throw a couple of questions at you, just because I'm an off-road guy, and I've got a lot of friends that made their careers racing motocross. But I want to go back to the beginning, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you had like 200 wins on a dirt bike, right? I mean, the logical path for you definitely wouldn't have been 4 wheels. I mean, how did that transition happen going way back? Because I'm looking at your record in motocross. I'm going, man, obviously there had to have been a path that direction for you on 2 wheels. I mean, how did the whole change to 4 wheels happen for you?
Craziest thing ever. I mean, it's weird how life works anyway, but it just seems like you get an opportunity, the door opens, and you kind of get your foot in the door, and it's just off to the races, and literally. And for me, we grew up, 2 brothers and I, all 3 of us raced amateur racing. My dad, when you grow up and have kids of your own, you just realize all the sacrifices that he did for us as we were young kids. It's like, my God, Dad, you were crazy. I mean, he would drive 12, 13 hours down to Texas for a summer series. Every single weekend. I remember being a kid and waking up in grade school in the motorhome in the parking lot. He's like, get up. You're at school. You guys got to go to school. You're like, are you kidding me? And he'd he'd drop us off at school and head to work. He owned a 24-hour towing business, so hours and sleep were very minimal, in our upbringing and the work ethic that my dad, still has to this day with his business. It's just crazy in that world. But then, fast forward to 16 years old, working in a Goodyear tire shop, and your boss builds this old street stock, Chevelle piece of junk. You get to going with them, lets you drive it, and obviously had fun, but never thought another thing of it, and do it again. And next thing you know, you're winning. And that's when my dad kind of caught notice and got involved. And then it was just off to the races. We got to winning all over and racing on 4 wheels instead of 2. Yeah. They say with age you get in the cage.
Yeah, right. You happen a little bit younger than most, though. But was there anything you could take from the motocross background and apply it to cars? I mean, a lot of guys. I race trophy trucks, so in off road, there's a lot of guys that convert from bikes to trucks, and you can learn lines and things like that. But you going from motocross to running stock cars, man, that's a bit of a different change. I mean, was there anything you could apply from the motocross over to the 4-wheel side of things?
It actually seemed like it used to be a lot better. Now, when they took the horsepower away, all the things, yes, because it's all about hooking that tire up, balance. Yeah. Believe it or not, balance is such a big thing in what we do. I mean, you're not balancing, a motorcycle, you're balancing a 3,400-pound automobile, and that balance is from those front tires and working good and to the rear tires working. So that balance is such a key part of what we do. But the horsepower, the seat of your pants traction, getting the most and getting those tires to hook up is something that you definitely could take, from motocross to cup racing.
Yeah, well, and here's a question for you too. I mean, you're a young guy. You're winning a ton of races. I hear there's a funny story about your call. You're a young 20-something, and you get a call from Richard Childress. How did that all go down? Because I heard you hung up on him the first go-around, right?
Yeah, that call didn't go down very good the first time. I thought it was a prank and hung up on him, but when the number came back with a North Carolina area code, and it was Richard on the phone the next time, I didn't hang up on that one. Thank God. Thank God he called back. Could you imagine if he'd have never called back? I'd have never been talking to you.
Yeah. That would have been a
bit. Let me tell you something. Talk to you a little bit about what we've been pushing this weekend. I've teamed up with Liberty Mutual Insurance on their Highway Hero app. Such an important app, a fun app, a competitive app. But it's the safety aspect of it that I love the most. This is an app that runs in the background of your smartphone. It's not something you have to turn on or anything consciously while you're driving. It just does it automatically. It scores your driving habits, literally acceleration, braking, cornering, speeding, use of your phone, which everybody knows is out of control. It's been a ton of fun to get back and kind of compare my score to my wife. My father has it. Doing those comparisons are a lot of fun and competitive, but the safety aspect of it, right? You don't realize just how bad and how unattentive you're driving until you have something like the Highway Hero app. The biggest thing that hits me right off the bat is I remember when my parents let me drive for the first time, and my kids are going to drive someday. You don't know. You send them out there on the road, you don't know how they're driving. They're using their phone, texting and driving. You just don't know. With the Highway Hero app, when they get home, you can look at their score and it'll tell you right then and there just how they were doing. So it's just a neat app. It's an important app, and then in certain states, you can even save up to 25% on your auto insurance, which Arizona is a state. So make sure you get it. Go to your app store and download the Highway Hero app from Liberty Mutual Insurance. How about that for a commercial? Bam!
Dang, you are on point. You've done this a time or two, right?
Well, about 6 times this morning, as a matter of fact.
Nice. Oh, man. Well, talking about that, I know you also teamed up with your spotter. I mean, the app, right? I mean, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You get to compare scores with other people on the team, your wife, your spotter. I mean, it's got to be, almost like a contest, making driving fun, right?
Well, and that's just it, I mean, on a racetrack, I have my spotter to keep me safe, and keep me out of harm's way. He's got my back. When you're on the highway, you got something like the Highway Hero app that's got your back and keeping you safe. And you know what I mean? It's something that's a tool. You don't, like I said, you don't realize how bad you were doing until you flip open your score and it's such a terrible score. You're like, oh my, maybe I need to work on these things and track that and get a little better. But hey man, keep your score up. Everybody, nobody likes paying out auto insurance, and when you can get a break on it up to 25%, it's a big thing.
Yeah. So, heading into this weekend, tell me a little bit about Phoenix, man. What, obviously you've raced here before. I mean, what can we expect?
Same great racing it's always produced. And I mean that. Phoenix has always been a go-to track for the Cup Series, NASCAR in general. My first start came out here, 10, 12 years ago. So I love this racetrack. It means a lot to me to come out here and compete each and every year. Since the repave, it's only going to get better. We've got another race on it in the spring race, and it was a good race. It started to open up in 3 and 4, but that's the unique challenge about this track. 1 and 2 is such a tight corner radius. You get into 3 and 4, it's a big, wide open, sweeping corner. So there's no perfect setup. You can't just hone in and say, man, I got to get good in 1 and 2 and just forget about 3 and 4 because it'll bite you. You've got to be able to have some adaptability built into yourself as a race car driver and your car with a setup.
Yeah, for sure. So what's it going to take for you to put your Stewart-Haas race car on top of the podium this weekend?
Me getting my butt in this fast hot rod. I'm looking forward to it. I got Damnation. It's a new show on USA Network. Looking forward to it. It's a cool-looking car, so hopefully we can get it done this weekend. Haven't got our win this year. It would be awesome to get our win and get that put behind us before the year's over.
All right. Well, I appreciate the time, Clint. Thanks for calling into the show. Good luck this weekend, and we'll definitely talk soon, my friend.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
All about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our RZR vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than join Polaris in their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Man, lots of fun catching up with Clint Bowyer, making his Down and Dirty Radio Show debut. And I just did get word during the break from our good friends at John Force Racing. Brittany Force is a lock for next week's show. So Brittany Force, a lock for next week's show. Definitely look forward to that. We'll have some Baja 1000 winners. Shaping up to be a great show next week. But we're already talking about Baja 1000 winners. And we haven't even had the race yet, right? So, yeah, we are going to talk a little Baja right now, and I know you guys are excited about that. Some of my listeners from day one know that's my roots, and, we are definitely going to talk some Baja. Got a couple of pretty rad little clips we're going to air in the next in this segment with Rob McCachran, PJ Baldwin, some stuff courtesy of the Score Journal and Score International. They've got an amazing, journal there, and then they do some YouTube videos and some of that stuff. So I don't know what's going on. Getting a little bit of feedback here.
We got no camera. Buenos dias, Ensenada. We're going to kick this thing off.
We got the live stream from the Baja 1000 popping through.
Anniversary of the BF.
Gotcha. Man, so that's what's going on. Well, see, you guys are tuned in right now, and I'm sitting here on YouTube, literally got the thing paused. This is what you love about live radio, right? I got things paused and, getting ready to air these YouTube videos, and then boom, Score pops up with their Baja 1000 live feed. So, yeah, there you go. Baja 1000 getting ready to kick off there in Ensenada. They got the 1000 live feed already cranking there on YouTube and Score International's website. So as we're talking about it, man, their ears must have been burning, but they're firing up that live stream, so definitely tune in. I guess you can do the split screen thing on your computer, right? Or I don't know if you can do that on your phone. But anyways, Baja obviously kicking off today. Contingency, 2 days of contingency, it sounds like. Race starting Wednesday night, midnight for bikes and quads. Want to talk a little bit about, the course, right? 1,200 miles, not exactly 1,200, like 1,170, something like that. But, man, such a grueling event. It's, I didn't even know how to put it in perspective. Like, you think about that. It's 1,134.4 miles. 5 physical checkpoints, 147 visual checkpoints plus the finish line. Start in Ensenada, and you finish next to the Grand Plaza Hotel on the outskirts of La Paz, all the way at the other, tip of the Baja Peninsula, spanning 2 states, Baja Norte, Baja Sur. And just an amazing event. And then you look at the lineup. I mean, Trophy Truck, it's a stack field, right? And I know what everybody's been talking about on social media is Robbie Gordon, right? Here's a guy who knows how to win an off-road. And Robbie, one of the most accomplished desert racers ever. He's won everything, right? He's in a bit of a dry spell. Let's be honest. And his Trophy Truck is technologically advanced as anything out there, but sometimes he pushes the advancement so far that it makes things a bit unreliable. Now, Robbie Gordon is a very, very close friend of mine. So it's one of those, like, I'm just being pure honest right here. He is the fastest driver, right? He proved that. Qualifying. Boom. He's on the pole. But it's always been the reliability of his truck. But I know talking with Robbie, not off the air, I mean, I talk with him occasionally. He brought in Damon Jeffries to team with him to split driving, right? Damon, a very, very, very fast driver, but Damon takes care of the equipment. So Robbie and Damon splitting driving definitely a good duo. Robbie with the pole. I mean, this guy, he's going to be shot out of a cannon. Nobody will touch him. He will be gone. Absolutely gone like a rocket. He's going to have a 15, 20-minute lead. If his truck holds together, Robbie Gordon is going to win this thing wire to wire. That's it, he preps things meticulously, as good as anybody in the business, but you just never know with Baja when something might pop up. I mean, not necessarily a prep issue. When you're racing one of these trucks for 1,100 miles, things tend to happen. That is definitely one of the storylines. He's the guy to watch as far as I'm concerned. Robbie Gordon on the pole, he is going to be gone. It's just, is the truck going to hold together? Is there going to be that one anomaly out there that affects his race that nobody can count on? And then, sitting in the number 2 spot, you gotta talk about Rob McCachran, right? I mean, Rob Mac, he is he's there. He's won. He's going for 4 straight. I mean, he's teaming with Jason Voss. Both of them. I mean, you couldn't ask for 2 better drivers, right? I mean, these guys going to be so fast there, and they're so smart. They're going to let Robbie go, and they're going to sit back and wait, and have the race come to them. And I got to say, Rob is going to be very, very tough to beat in that second spot, especially with Voss, because they're not going to make mistakes. They know how to win races. If Robbie checks up just one spot, makes a little mistake, gets a flat, Rob and Jason, boom, they are on it. So it's going to be one to watch. And I know, courtesy of the Score Journal, I'm going to air this little clip. It's Rob talking about this year's Baja 1000.
I looked up to the Walker Evans, Larry Ragland, Scoop Vessels, Ivan Stewart, looked up to all those people and wanted to be like them. And, over all the years, now I guess reality is I'm that guy, which is weird to me because I'm still feel like I have a lot of years left in racing, and I still look up to other people that I'm racing against, honestly. Once you race the Baja 1000 and you struggle to even finish, and then you finish, and then you win, and then you want to win overall. All those realities for me happened over the years, and in 2007 was the first time winning the Baja 1000 overall, and the feeling that came over me at the finish line was something that I've never felt before, and became kind of like a thing that I wanted to feel that again. And it takes 365 days to get to the next Baja 1000. So every time you're working all year long to try to win that, the race happens, you either win, place, or lose, and again, it takes 365 days to try it again. So it's became an addiction to me, trying to win that race, and we've been pretty successful over the last few years. When you win a race, especially the Baja 1000, you want it to be tough. You want to feel like you accomplished something. You don't want it to be easy. So the peninsula runs are typically, logistically, they're a lot more difficult. Sometimes they're not as rough as a loop race, but the logistical are definitely harder. You start one day, you race through the night, and typically you finish in the daylight the next day, which is very difficult. So it's very rewarding winning peninsula runs, and I look forward to those. And every race that we do, we're working with the Baja 1000 in mind. How are we going to make sure that all the pieces and all the parts, that they're reliable and they can make a 1,200-mile race without having any problems. All in all, I'm focused on winning the Baja 1000. Doesn't matter to me if it's the 50th or it's my 4th in the row. We want to win that race. When it's over, then we'll go, you know what? It was the 50th and it's 4 in a row. So we're going to put all the effort in that we can to win the Baja 1000 in 2017.
And that was Rob McCachran talking about this year's Baja 1000, kicking off here shortly this week. But like I said, car and truck start at Thursday morning, 10 a.m., Wednesday. Tomorrow, if you're listening right now live, delayed Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, midnight is when the motorcycles, quads, UTVs take off. So motorcycles and quads, UTVs start with the car and truck. So Yeah, some great knowledge there from Rob McCachran. And, you talk about Baja. We've talked about Rob. You got Andy McMillan and Tavo teaming up Brandon Arthur. They're in the third spot. Bryce Menzies and Jesse Jones. I mean, some amazingly talented drivers and a guy that's won back-to-back Baja 1000s. He knows how to win. He's in a bit of a dry spell, much like Robbie Gordon is BJ Baldwin. And, I got to say, he's going to be a dark horse. Didn't get the qualifying result he wanted, but I don't know. You gotta say he's got one of the best teams in the desert. He's gone to do a bunch of viral films, so I think people lose sight that BJ is a true, talented, elite-level trophy truck driver. So here's BJ Baldwin talking about this year's Baja 1000.
My first Baja 1000 was in 2003, and it was in a trophy truck. I was really very excited. It's definitely a dream come true. Just to race a buggy in the desert or ride in a buggy in the desert was a dream come true for me. So to be able to race an unlimited trophy truck in the desert was way beyond my wildest dreams. When we won it the first year in 2012, that was obviously very exciting, and it was like several months of being excited. It wasn't like winning any other race where you're like excited for like a week and then you kind of move on. I'm still excited about winning my first Baja 1000. As a matter of fact, I'm still excited about winning my second Baja 1000 and being the only person, in history to win 2 consecutive Baja 1000s, driving the entire distance in both races. It's no surprise to me that the Baja 1000 has lasted 50 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if it lasted another 50 years. It's a very, very special event. People love that event. For Mexico, it's their Super Bowl. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, hundreds of miles from the nearest town, and there's, 30,000 people out there. There's 30,000 people every, 15 miles. They're scattered all over the course. And they camp out there, waiting for race stages so they can see their favorite truck drive through. Winning the 50th anniversary Baja 1000 would be cool, I guess. There's, it's the 50th, I guess that's a big deal, but in reality, I try and win all of them. And if I didn't try and win all of them, I wouldn't have won 2 of them. So I'm always trying to win the Baja 1000. It would be nice to win the 50th. It's going to be a little bit longer. It'll be a little bit more special. But to me, it's just another Baja 1000 that I'm trying to conquer.
And that was BJ Baldwin talking about this year's Baja 1000. Like I said, he's got to be one of the dark horses. You hate to say that about BJ, a dark horse. That's tough, but he's a couple years removed. He's had some struggles. I mean, his team, they're coming though. They're loaded. They're gunning for the win. Just a handful of epic race car drivers. Like I said, thank you, Score Journal and Score International. Those are from their YouTube channel. We borrowed those and aired some clips. Thank you for the use of those. But, like I said, things kicking off in Baja right now. Go over to score-international.com. Their live stream is firing up. Race Desert will have coverage all weekend long or all week long. But things getting underway today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Man, it's going to be a week long of festivities there in Ensenada and the entire Baja Peninsula. Got to give a shout out to all my friends down there racing. Be safe. If you're heading down there, be safe. Baja 1000 kicking off. We will have some winners on air next week. That is for sure. But we're going to take a short break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. And we got even more coming at you here the rest of hour number 1 and rolling into hour number 2. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500 or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
You've seen their movies.
Man, I'm gonna be late for work again. That's the fifth time I've been late this week. It's only Tuesday, man.
You've probably heard a song or two.
Here's an extra one. Don't give it to your children.
Now, don't miss your chance to see this Grammy Award-winning comic duo, Cheech and Chong, at the Blue Water Resort and Casino.
Who is it?
Dave, man, open up.
Dave? Dave's not here.
Tickets on sale now for Cheech and Chong performing live Saturday, January 27th on the Blue Water Amphitheater stage. Doors open at 3 p.m. Show starts at 4 p.m. Arizona time. Advanced general admission tickets $45. VIP tickets just $65. General admission seating can bring your own chairs. Must be 21 or older to attend the show. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase now at the Blue Water Casino gift shop for Cheech and Chong live.
Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show. Available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Gotta love the Cheech and Chong promo during the break, man. I think I'm definitely going to be going to that show at the Blue Water Resort and Casino, that's for sure. Don't want to miss Cheech and Chong, man. That'll be entertaining at best. But speaking of things you don't want to miss, upcoming, we've got some amazing stuff happening on this show, as well as Project Action over there on Podcast One, my other podcast. So we got Car Throttle, going to be airing that in this show, but if you want to hear that uncut, unedited this week on Project Action, we're going to drop that, as well as this new segment my good friend Caitlin Ansari, she's been doing over there on the radio show as well. So make sure and check out my other show, Project Action. Had some amazing guests recently. You can Lillian Garcia last week from WWE, amazing interview. Probably one of the best interviews I've ever done with Lillian Garcia. Definitely go over and subscribe on iTunes. Leave a rating or review, much appreciated. But check that show out as well. Upcoming events, too. I want to talk, we talked Baja, but Dust to Glory, the movie, Dust to Glory 2. You guys remember the original one. Amazing flick. If you haven't bought it, you can get it on Amazon for next to nothing. I know it's appeared on Netflix here and there. Worth the watch if you haven't watched it already. One of the greatest, I'd say documentary films ever by Dana Brown, but his sequel, Dust to Glory 2, is coming out December 6th in theaters. I know the big airing in SoCal. You can check it out on their website. It sounds like we'll be in Indianapolis for the premiere, brought to you by Impact Racing there in Indianapolis. So if you're going to the PRI show, make sure December 6th come out to the Dust to Glory 2 airing. I will be there. Thank you to my friends at Impact, but Indianapolis premiere. So make sure and say hey if you're coming out there, but you guys can check it out at theaters across the country. All the info is Dust to Glory's website. I think Score International's got it as well, but Dust to Glory 2 world premiere coming out December 6th. You definitely want to, get that on your to-do list for that weekend, that's for sure, because Dust to Glory 1 was amazing. I can't wait to see number 2. But we're going to take a short break, and when we come back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, a Dirtfish Rally Report, as well as my good friends at Throttle. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Regardless of where you're tuning in, thank you guys for making us a part of your week. But right now we're going to roll into a Dirtfish Rally Report brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And, man, you guys, if you want to get a chunk of change knocked off your Dirtfish, tuition, is that what you call it? Their school, tuition. Anyways, I can give you 15% off. All you have to do is go to use the coupon code JBDirtfish for 15% off at Dirtfish Rally School. And if you're tuning in, I will be going up there in December. If you've got some money in the bank, you want to go to Dirtfish, I can tell you that I will be going up there in December. It's a private 3-day. Going to have a lot of off-road friends, but if you're serious about going and you want to go with some celebrities, I may have an open door for you, but you'll have to DM me on social media at JimBeaver15 if you're really interested. But would be a fun time. I'd love to have a couple listeners come up and hang out and go. So if you've been toying with the idea of going to Dirtfish, I can offer you something that nobody else can, and that's a trip to Dirtfish with some celebrity drivers. But you got to DM me on social media, and you got to be serious. No tire kickers. Should be a ton of fun. But Dirtfish Rally Report, the big one, happening this weekend. World RX wrapping up in South Africa. And, man, you got to give it up for Johan Christofferson taking the victory there. And also taking the championship. So Johan Christofferson, Timmy Hansen, and Matthias Ekstrom, your 1, 2, and 3. Matthias Ekstrom wrapping up the second spot for the 2017 championship. Petter Solberg, the legend, in third, followed by another legend, Sebastian Loeb, and Timmy Hansen rounding out your top 5. Give it up for Andreas Backerud there in the 6th spot, as well as Ken Block. He was down there in 9th. But you got to give a shout out to the boys at Hoonigan Racing, their final event in World RX. They're going separate directions next year, moving back into stage rally and some other projects that Ken's got. But you got to give them credit, putting on an amazing showing for 2 years there in the World Rallycross Championship. And, Ken Block doesn't ever do anything half-assed. And the boys definitely brought the fight to the world stage. And him and Andreas Backerud made one hell of a team. So tip of the cap to you guys at Hoonigan Racing. And, that was our Dirtfish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. We'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Get ready to get in the holiday spirit. American Idol Season 5 winner Taylor Hicks. Live in concert Saturday, December 9th. Inside the showroom at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Arizona time. General admission tickets $30. VIP tickets just $40. Tickets on sale now. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase inside the casino gift shop. Don't miss the Taylor Hicks Christmas Show.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. For the next 3 segments, we're going to do something a little bit different. I caught up with my good friends at Throttle. You remember them from Vegas to Reno and RZR Star Car. Well, they did our videos. They are one of the largest automotive content producers on the web. And I sat down with my good friends Sam, Adnan, and Alex from Throttle, talked about their company and all kinds of automotive fun. For the next 3 segments, we're going to roll right into some content with my friends from Throttle. All right, Jim Beaver here, catching up with my good friends from Throttle at SEMA. Last time we saw you guys was at Vegas to Reno in a bar in Gabbs, Nevada. But good to see you guys here. And we got Sam, we got Alex, and we got a new face. I guess we know of each other, but good to catch up with you, Adnan.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. Good to be here in SEMA in Las Vegas. We don't come to West Coast a lot, but when we do, we come for at least 2 days. So it's all good. Lots to see and lots to do. We come to party as well. Yeah, we come to...
It surprises me with you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
never would have thought.
Why is that so surprising? Have you not seen him on his Instagram ever? I just found your Instagram. You're welcome. All times. You're welcome.
So we had this big conversation when we were out there at Vegas to Reno because we were laughing because, we followed you and we were following each other and, then we started going, I'm like, oh, man, you got like 80,000 followers. You're buying your followers. It was a big joke,
Has he got a verified account, though? Is he got
so how many followers?
Has he got the blue tick?
No, I don't have the blue tick. I've got one on Facebook, but I don't have one on
I don't want to
Instagram.
show off, but just because Alex is here,
you've got your phone in your hand. You're going to
wanted to. Oh no, Instagram's not working.
Oh, that's on.
There's such bad timing.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. This is not great. Oh, here we go. The blue tick. Can you see it?
I can't see it. It's actually a white tick.
Adnan R35, just in case you guys want to see it as well.
It's a white tick though. It's not a blue tick.
It is a white tick. Yeah. I don't know why I have it. I'm not important at all. But
so do you get excited? Like, what did they send you? Because I know how it works on Facebook. Because they got one. They send you a message.
Oh, so you've got a blue tick as well
on Facebook only.
We've both got.
So he's the odd one.
He's the odd one out.
Yeah, I'm down with the people.
He's the only person that doesn't have a tick.
Why is Sam staying quiet over here though? She's like,
I don't have any blue ticks.
No, I've got one on Facebook, but how does it work on Instagram?
So you have to
pay someone.
No, you actually have to just like, I don't know.
That's Twitter. I think it's like $5,000 a month you spend in advertising, they automatically give you a blue tick. Yeah.
One of our friends from one of the brands basically recommended a couple of accounts, Car Throttle, mine and Alex's, and only Car Throttle and mine got the tick. So I mean, your content must not be like family friendly.
Is it a male or female friend?
Female friend.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So more than a friend, I'm thinking?
Just a friend.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
You must be posting are you posting nudes on Instagram? Like, what do you post?
I would definitely be verified if I was posting.
He's got a private account, he does that. Yeah. Oh, man, that's too funny. But good to have you guys here. You're at SEMA. I mean, a little bit about you guys. I know, obviously, you guys, started in the UK. Obviously, Sam, you're here in the U.S., kind of running, do we call it an office, the U.S. office? You're head of U.S. sales.
U.S. headquarters, New York.
All right, sounds good. But, no, I mean, how did you guys get your start? Because we'll talk about modern cars. We're going to talk about everything. But just in talking, I mean, I love it because you're kind of like me. It wasn't like you had a ton of money in your back pocket. You guys didn't have a massive following. You literally started this thing from scratch, and now you've become, one of the biggest, car content companies in the world. I mean, how did you guys get the start? I mean, give us a story.
Well, the story is, this is a real throwback now. I feel old, but back in 2009, I was at university, college, whatever you want to call it, and wasn't really doing much work, and I used to browse a lot of kind of car videos, being a petrol head, and there really just wasn't anything for people like me. There was like Top Gear, they were producing some video content, but it was pretty much just like rehashed TV episodes, and you had some magazines in the UK that were producing YouTube videos, but there was nothing else. So I kind of set off to create content for people like me. They call them millennials now. I really don't like using that word anymore, but millennial car enthusiasts, but people that spend all their times on their mobile phone. And at the time, I think a lot of people, when I went full-time in 2011, I graduated, I didn't get a job, I basically moved back in with my parents, still there, and I basically just thought, you know what, there's an opportunity here, let's see what happens, because social media is just taking off. And back in 2011, people really won on Facebook. I mean, Instagram hadn't been invented, I don't think, in 2011. YouTube channels are still pretty small. Started off producing a couple of videos, got an invite from Volvo to the launch of the S60 and V60 R design, and shot a video, it got 100,000 views, shot a second video, 100,000 views, and that's when we realised that there was something there. And a year later, Alex joined us from Autocar.
I spent 2 years, excuse me, I spent 2 years on the news desk at Autocar. Spent the first year learning loads of stuff, spent the second year being bored out of my mind, and then I met Adnan on a, Seat Me launch or something like that?
I think it was a Skoda
Citigo. You guys don't get it over here. It's a tiny.
I'm familiar with Skoda though, from WRC and things like that.
Exactly.
I'm familiar with the brand,
but the Citigo get destroyed out here in America, right?
Yeah. There's no V8 option on that. But we just met on the launch. I met Adnan, and he told me about this website called Car Throttle that I'd never heard of. And then I think when we got back to the UK after the launch, I said, hey, it looks really cool. And I think I actually said to you, dude, I've got some money, can I invest? Yeah. I wanted to be like one of those investors, and Adnan told me where to go, very politely. But he said, I am looking for an editor of the website. Do you want to come on board? And I said yes, and everyone
thought that was a really stupid
what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely, I had a steady job, and it was with a very well-respected brand.
Yeah.
And then I meet Adnan, and he just charms the pants off me.
I destroyed his career in one video. The first video that Alex ever did.
Wow.
was the title was "Do You Rate My 308?" and it was a story about this Peugeot 308. You guys don't get Peugeot out here, but fortunately, and it was a rap music video about a car. And we're wearing tank tops, we're dancing in fields, we're pretending to look really hard. In reality, we're not.
Should we sing the chorus? I think they need to.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Do you rate my 308? Do you rate my 308? We be looking so fine. Haters gon' hate when you boosting around in my 308. Yes. We've got quite a crowd.
There's loads of fans. If you can hear it on the podcast, there's at least no people around.
0 people. Yeah. So yeah, that was the first ever.
We need to have a hat. We need to throw it down, and you guys people throw their money in it, right?
Put our cockies in.
That's the kind of party that we're going for. So yeah, that was the first video I ever did for Car Throttle, and I remember there was one particular PR girl for, I can't remember who she used to work for, let's say Sayat for example, and she left me a voicemail which was and then she hung up, and I knew exactly what she was on about, and I called her back and she said, wow, I've just seen the video. Wow.
But it's funny, right? Like, so we had a lot of people basically saying, who are these young kids thinking that they can come into the industry? And we just basically said, right, let's just prove them wrong through action and through the content that we create. And yeah, some of those videos early on were very, very strange and very weird, but I don't, and I'm sure Alex doesn't regret doing them, because through constant iteration of content, we got to shows like Project MX5 and Two Guys One Car and the build series that Alex does and Reader's Rides, and those things wouldn't have even existed had it not been for pissing around and creating weird content.
Yeah. Which is funny you say that, because I just see your story. I started in 2011 very much the same way. People this is when, like you said, the internet was there, social media was kind of taking off. I mean, podcasting had been around, but nobody was really doing it. Online radio was still unheard of, so it was just one of those things where I was like, nobody's doing this, and nobody in radio was having guys like Ken Block on, or like people I wanted to hear from, things I want to talk about, drifting and burning tires and off-road. So I started out and kind of very much the same way. I was kind of shunned. It was like I was a disruptor, what does this kid do? Why is he doing that? And it's funny now, you circle back, and I'm sure you guys have the same story, but this last year I got invited to the Indy 500, and here I am at the Indy 500 with full credentials. I'm literally standing on the bricks as cars go by and qualifying, and I'm standing there with Graham Rahal and Marco Andretti and Alexander Rossi, and I'm like, it's so funny how things have come full circle, because I was kind of shunned, and now it's like, oh, we need him here. And I think you guys are probably the same way. It's like everybody that shunned you originally is like, no, we want him here now because they've got this reach, right?
Exactly the same. I mean, we get invited to loads of cool events in America, in Europe a lot. And to give you an example, I was on an Aston Martin launch quite recently of the V8 DB11, and one of the PR ladies said, do you need anything? And I said, yeah, I need a massage, I need a tennis court, and I need a swimming pool. And without question, she sorted all those things out for me. I didn't want a massage for the sake of having a massage, but it was all for video purposes. But
imagine if you'd done that 5 years ago.
Had I done that 5 years ago,
kicked off the launch.
I would have been hung, drawn, and quartered. But we get the respect because, like you said, you work hard for it, and then you're a disruptor. That's a really good phrase. And it comes full circle. And then they realise, okay, let's have these guys. We need them.
And we'll be back with more from Car Throttle here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. After this. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RZRLife to share your story. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Get ready to get in the holiday spirit. American Idol Season 5 winner Taylor Hicks. Live in concert Saturday, December 9th. Inside the showroom at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Arizona time. General admission tickets $30. VIP tickets just $40. Tickets on sale now. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase inside the casino gift shop. Don't miss the Taylor Hicks Christmas Show.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. And we are continuing on with our epic 3-part segment from my friends at Car Throttle at SEMA. So here is more from our friends at Car Throttle.
I think we've probably got both loads and loads of these little stories of we wouldn't have even dreamed that we'd be doing that kind of stuff. For me, I think it came 2.5 years ago when we got invited to do a gumball rally. And obviously, if you know anything about the gumball rallies, yes, they are crazy, strange. It's like the best 2 weeks of your life because it's just like partying and driving non-stop. And I actually finished off here in Vegas, and on that last stretch, which was from LA to Vegas, driving through Death Valley, Lewis Hamilton decided to join in for that one particular leg, and I was on the grid, and I actually remember being able to get, I mean, it was literally, I asked him one question, but they said, oh, Adnan from Car Throttle, do you want to ask a question to Lewis Hamilton as well? And I'm like, what's your favourite part of the drive? He was like, Death Valley, you idiot. Like, so, I wasted that opportunity. But it's things like that where, and I'm sure it's the same with Alex and Ethan and the guys that get to go out and, you know, experience stuff and fly to countries and get to meet cool people like yourselves, and that part is the fun part for us.
Yeah. So how did you join this circus, right? I mean, there's got to be a story when, you know, because you guys are in the UK, right? Now all of a sudden you got Sam. I've been at events with her. She's amazing. How did she get brought into the Car Throttle fold here?
So we had kind of got to that stage where we were really well known in the UK. Our presence in Europe was starting to grow, but 35%, a third of our audience are based here in the US. And the more we looked at that, the more we realized that we just really needed to have a presence here. So through like a friend of a friend, we managed to find Sam, and Sam can tell you her story, but yeah, she made the same idiotic decision as Alex and decided to join in.
Did the family shun you? Or like, what are you doing?
Well, I also did it because it was a massive gamble. You know, when they said, oh yeah, you're going to work in New York by yourself, and the rest of the team is going to be over in London, you know, do you want to do this? Going from like a massive empire from working for a car and driver and road and track to a startup called Car Throttle that I really didn't even know who they were until really I looked them up online. But I will say though, going through some of the videos, I think one of my favorite videos is a Twizy video, just because Alex had turned a car that's not attractive on an average day to an average person into a really cool-looking car, but also really funny. And I think we don't take ourselves too seriously. And I think I've come from brands that have always taken themselves
very like suit and tie, corporate,
suit and tie, corporate, 0 to 60. What is the safety rating? All this. And I think, at the end of the day, passion for cars is about really getting behind the wheel and driving them. And I think that's what our brands really invoke, and that's what I believe in. So that's why I really took a leap of faith. But I'm so happy I did. So
yeah, we've done so many cool things already in the States, and that I think is that validation of you have to take those risks sometimes where you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Even so, not just for Sam, but even for us, like going into a new territory completely where we're here and the team is like 8 hours apart on a different time zone. And I don't know about you, but it's so difficult to keep in touch with the rest of the team because they're finishing up in the office by the time you're just starting to wake up in the morning. And I'm sure it's the same with Sam. In your 5 hours, it's difficult, but a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours for all of us.
Like you said, when we're in the US especially, it feels like we've gone back a few years because we're just relying on ourselves. There's suddenly a team of 3 people, whereas in the UK you rely on 15 people. So we've got to do a lot more work than we do in the UK.
But it's funny too because like I realize how big you are in Europe because Kelly, who was at Vegas Torino and a good friend of ours, and she's with Impact, her boss, who is now with Sparco, from Italy, he found out that she was traveling, with the Star Car project with us, which he knows of me because they're one of my sponsors, but he found out Car Throttle was along, and it was like, he was just like in awe, like, you were in the same car with Alex from Car Throttle. It was one of those things where
my head's getting heavy.
But he's like, they're so big, and it's funny, you know what I mean?
You meant Ethan from Car Throttle, right?
Yeah.
That's what you meant, Ethan.
Never heard of him.
Ethan. I can't believe I'm hyping up Ethan, but I'm getting desperate here.
It's because he'll never hit.
I think we have a funny joke because I think I followed Ethan on Instagram before I followed Alex, and Alex was like,
right, okay, I'm off.
I thought you followed me first.
No, I did follow Sam.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Well, I think it was before that because we were copied on emails together. But Sam got the first follow. You're all followed at some point.
I'm not butthurt about it.
Actually, I think if we get down to the admin, got the last follow. So
even though he's verified,
saving the best for last.
But it's funny, we talk about social media and that. I mean, your guys' reach. I mean, that's got to be fun though for you guys. I mean, I know me. I post something and then you can log on a couple hours later and see how many people saw it. And like, to me, it still shocks me. It's like, wow, people are actually looking at this. And at some point, I'm just like, wow, like, are those numbers real? It's got to be the same with you guys. To see your reach now. I can't remember. I saw the numbers a while back, but I mean, you're talking millions and millions of people, that are accessing your content daily.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, the biggest thing that we track every month is how many video views get seen by people. Last month was another record. We did 440 million video views per month, and to put that in perspective, that's like 10 times bigger than a Top Gear. It's like multiple times bigger than some of the American magazines. We found a way to basically create content at scale for this generation of people that are on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube the whole time, and a lot of that is unique content strands that the guys come up with for the YouTube channels, the social team coming up with unique angles and things like user-generated content. But yeah, really, it's just we've got some guests joining the podcast.
Did you actually? Are you talking? This is a first here. We're letting it run. I've tried to get her on air for 6 years, and we just heard a glimpse of her voice.
It's because I'm here.
Yeah, it's because Alex is here, right? Yes.
Sorry to crash the party.
No, you're all good. You want to sit down and listen to stories? We're live here.
Oh.
You're going to be on here.
Awesome.
So yeah, you speak up. It's on the mic. So.
Nope.
No, we just got it. Nope. Kelly Wilmer makes her debut.
And the crowd go wild.
Welcome.
This is like 6 years in the making here. My goodness. So no, we were just talking about social media and these guys. So we got to talk. I mean, we talked about the background. Now we got to know. You guys got to have some fun car stories. You give me some stories here. What do we got to work with? Because you two, I mean,
legal or illegal? Like how fun are we talking? I mean, in the last year I've had some pretty weird car stories, but I think the one that stands out in the last year and a half was again at Gumball, but we decided to really kind of mess with the Gumball status quo, because everyone in Gumball was rocking like a chrome wrapped Lamborghini Aventador, but we decided to wrap my GTR in emojis, so we called it the Emo GTR. This thing was horrendous. I mean, it looked awful, and if you can imagine, it's like a 12-year-old's wet dream. So like every time I would drive around, I'd get like a posse of like 10-years wanting to take selfies with the car. And it was just not a very good look. I mean,
it's funny because it was so bad it was rad.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I guess I ought to probably coin that term, right?
That's
so
a great
bad
term.
it was rad.
So bad
It was so funny because I saw it and it was like everybody goes, "What is he thinking?" But then it was like genius because your exposure from that was probably
we got
10 times anybody else.
Seen, I think it was 40 million times that car. So like a lot of people still come up now and go, "Oh, the guy with the Emo GTR. What did you do? Like you're an idiot. I hate you." But like that part was fun, and then going through the rally doing stuff like that was pretty strange. So that's something for me. What about for you? What's like a weird moment recently?
Oh, I don't know about weird moments, but moments where I've had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with, I like to call them shit boxes, Jim. And I mean £200, not as in weight. We're talking maybe $250 cars that I buy. And usually I take them off-roading and completely destroy them. And then the one time we were in some shitbox Proton, took it off-roading, got it completely beached in almost like a mini lake. And then we actually had to phone Ethan's dad out. We spent 3 hours trying to get this damn car out, but it made for a really nice story for the video, and it was just a lot of fun. And that's gone pretty viral. That's on 1.3 million views, and because Proton is a Malaysian company, the video was massive in Malaysia, and there's loads of comments. And so
Alex is now banned in Malaysia for what he did to that car.
Yeah,
you can never go back.
Yeah.
We heard this story.
Oh really?
You're banned in Malaysia? Like literally they yanked your visa, you can't go there?
I haven't tried, but I'm not going to try.
I don't think they will. Just show your passport, they'll just look at it.
If Alex shows his passport,
this makes it for a video right now. Can Alex go back to Malaysia
in a Proton?
Well, Alex may not even be able to go back to UK because, as we found out recently, he's not British.
Yeah, well, I'll chill with my European brethren.
Yeah, he's not Brit, but
I do have a German passport.
So here's a question for you guys. I mean, obviously you have a lot of fun with the stuff in the UK. You're doing stuff now in the States. What's the biggest difference in the car cultures between the two?
I think from what we've seen, so UK, the car culture is quite centered around like hot hatches. Hot hatches are really big in the UK.
Like the RS and I think Volkswagen.
Fiesta ST, Focus RS, all the way through to like some of the older, more classic things from the likes of Peugeot and Renault Sport. But here in the US, the car scene is bigger, brash. Depends on where you go. Obviously, if you like LA, we were in LA recently. We did like an impromptu car throttle meetup. Called them CT Meets, very original name. And what kind of stuff did we have rocking up there? It was like Miata. We had a Miata.
It was like old JDM stuff. There was a Miata. There was a Mark 1 MR2. Then there was a guy in his E90 335.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
It was a bit more of a modded car scene, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. But that's for our audience.
Yeah, it's perfect for our audience.
We got to get social media break here.
Oh my god. Selfie break.
There we go. But yeah, it's so varied here, the car culture, and also the thing that you guys have got, you've got amazing roads. And as we found out when we did Vegas to Reno, you can jump in a car and you can be on a desert road and you can do pretty much anything you want because there are no people for miles around.
Always fun times catching up with my friends from Car Throttle, and you know what? The fun times continue after this break here on your favorite action motorsports radio show, the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Stay tuned. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Do you race, or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at ImpactRaceProducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I'd like to welcome you to our third part of our Car Throttle interview with my friends from CarThrottle.com. Make sure and check them out on social media, YouTube, and their website. And make sure and check out those Polaris RZR Star Car videos we did with them as well. But fun times catching up with them out at SEMA. And if you want this interview all in its entirety, make sure and check out Project Action this week, because we will be airing it uncut, unfiltered, and a ton of fun, that's for sure. But right now, we're going to get back to that interview with Car Throttle.
Have you heard of like the Silver State open road race? They have once a year, and actually right outside, it's like an 80-mile drive from here. There's a road, and it's like 150 miles long. Yeah. And it's an open road race, and you can enter anything into the race. They shut the road down for a day.
Oh, I did.
And I think the average, somebody took like an old NASCAR, and their average speed was like 210 miles an hour, or 150 miles or something. It's crazy. It might be 110. I don't know the actual mileage, but it's just insane. But people taking Lamborghinis and Ferraris and McLarens, and it's one of those events that doesn't get any publicity because it's almost like a suicide run. Somebody almost dies every year. But it's such a rad event, But I don't know. There's cool stuff like that and car culture all over the place.
It's hard for us because if we want to really drive hard, you have to go 4 or 5 hours away to North Wales, which to be honest for you guys doesn't sound like a lot of distance. I was saying that to someone else here at the show. I was like, yeah, I've got to travel 4 or 5 hours to get to Wales. They were like, yeah, that's like traveling from one town to the next here in America. Everything is 4 or 5 hours away.
LA to Las Vegas
to the shops.
It's like going to Target, right?
Target, yeah.
I know about Target.
Really?
I know about Target. Oh yeah.
Local American style.
Yeah, the freedom you guys have here is amazing. Mulholland Drive is incredible. I drove that a few months back, and I can't think of anything similar in the UK. You can jump in a car and you can drive the nuts off a car. And, you know, if there's a police officer there, they'll actually be quite nice to you. If they know that you're speeding, as long as you're respectful. But in the UK, they'll be there with their cameras and they'll do everything in their power to make sure that you don't have a licence anymore.
It's that inner city, because the office in London is in central London. We can't drive to the office first. So we have to take public transport to the office every single day, which is kind of soul destroying in itself, but you can't really drive there. And if you do, you're going like 20 or 30. It's like driving in Manhattan. Not that many people would want to do that, but it's like 20, 30 miles an hour. There's no point. And so, yeah, we tend to have more fun. We meet up on like some weekends and meet up for like hoons, as we call them, or cruises legally. And yeah, we have a good time outside of London, but in the city, you can't do anything.
It's so different, you know, because, you know, it's like here in this, I mean, even where I grew up, I mean, you know, here I've got an 800 horsepower trophy truck with all this wheel travel, and all the police officers know me, and I pull it out of the garage and I literally drive it through city streets, wave at people, and take it out the desert, go test, and come back. We don't trailer it, we just drive it. You know, and it's like acceptable and it's okay. And I mean, where I'm at is kind of the anomaly, because you can't get away with that everywhere. But it's so funny, you know, that you hear, because I see things that happen in other countries, and then I'm jealous of that. I'm like, oh, I wish we could do that in the States. But it's so funny because I feel like all of us have something that we're envious of, you know, other parts of the world, you know?
Our second-hand used car market is amazing. We can buy really cool cars for cheap, which you guys can't over here.
It's cheaper than the US,
Really?
But we do have rust. You guys don't have as much rust.
Depends on the part of the country.
Northeast.
Every part of the UK has rust.
Every single part, yes.
Oh, too funny. So, yeah, what's up next for you guys? Obviously, here at SEMA, you know, I know we had you guys out. You're kind of expanding your stuff you're doing here in the States. I mean, what can you talk about? What's next for Car Throttle?
Ooh, what can we talk about? That's a good question.
There are a few things we can't talk about.
Yeah, I know there's a lot you can't, you know.
NDA, Jim.
Whip up
okay.
I think I'm on some of the same NDAs you guys are. So I
probably are.
So but I mean, yeah. What's next for you? I mean, obviously trying to grow your reach here. And,
yes. So firstly, just at SEMA and kind of West Coast, we're doing a lot of like brand building and awareness, just talking to brands, getting them to know who we are, but shooting a lot of great content in the States, pressing ahead with the brands that we have. So recently, end of last year, we acquired a brand called WTF1, which is now...
I'm familiar with that, yeah.
So it's now like a really fast-growing motorsports brand, because we saw the same opportunity with motorsport that we did with car culture and the enthusiast culture, which is there is no social brand that people associate themselves with in the world of F1 and motorsports. And I mean, we've already had interviews with every single one of the main F1 drivers. We're very close to the teams. We're now working with brands on that side. We're going to be launching more brands going into next year. Original video is still something that we invest a lot of time in. I mean, most of the companies set up for original video and live as well. Like, I think we're shifting now more towards like live video as a premise. I know it's been around for a while, but live video I think has one of the biggest opportunities around it, because broadcasters and traditional broadcasters, they can't reach this audience. And if the audience exists on like Facebook or Snapchat, they need to find a way of doing that and reaching audiences on those platforms. And right now, we're one of the better ways of being able to do that. So, and then commerce, selling's like the shop. There's so much stuff going on. That's why we're constantly tired. It never ends.
Well, it's funny too, because you talk about motorsport, and I'm a massive fan of Formula One, WRC, MotoGP. That stuff in the United States, I can't go into a bar and start talking about that with somebody, because they're just like, I don't want to talk about McLarens and let's talk about NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like, I hate NASCAR. It's boring, but it's so funny because you talk about that, and it's just, the differences in motorsport in the United States and versus the UK and stuff, and it's so, but like you said, with that brand, there's very few people doing stuff for, I guess, our demographic or our generation, that we look at content differently, and I feel like content in the motorsports world is old and dated too, and it's the same stuff that's being pushed out, and it's, like I said, it's just old and dated. It's not the type of content I want to consume on a daily basis.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when you look at let's say meme culture. I know it sounds ridiculous to talk about meme culture, but it really is a thing, like funny images that you tag your friends in, and actually the currency of tagging someone in an image is a new way of sharing. So for us, it was how can we embrace that in the world of motorsports? And then if you look at F1 in particular, it is so tightly governed by rights that is a sport that like rights are so hard to come by, but they are changing. Teams have certain access to rights, and they're willing to basically amplify and do things for that. And yeah, that's kind of one of the things that we've looked at as an opportunity. So yeah, we'll see what happens. A lot of fun stuff coming up. I know that there's the drivers, they love it as well because they just hate press days. You know, if you've ever been to a press day, you get the same like stupid question every single time. What are you most looking forward to? How's the title battle? Sometimes they just want to chat shit and talk about fun stuff and
talk about their dogs
with Lewis Hamilton, or go boxing with Max Verstappen. It's just stuff that's fun, and we want to watch it.
They're human beings at the end of the day. They just want to have fun as much as we do, don't they? They want to mess about.
Well, I think that's one of the fun things that I've got to know, and you know, and just talking about content in general, like I've got to know guys like Travis Pastrana behind the scenes and Ken Block, and get to know them on a personal level, you know, because people see what the media pushes out, but I think there's another, you know, there's another layer to that a lot of people don't get to see, and I think that's what's exciting about what you guys are doing, and you know, and I like to tell, you know, and what I'm doing is we get to share those stories that most people don't get because, you know, mainstream or whoever it may be, you know, they've kind of built a wall there and they don't allow you back into that, you know.
And Alex, you've done it with Ken Block and Jay Leno and those guys, and that's why
Kimi Räikkönen, yeah. I mean, yeah, the thing that we pride ourselves on most is doing interviews with these people as people, not asking them, you know, the staid questions like you just said, how's the title championship?
How are the brakes in your new car?
Exactly, yeah. It's just like, you know, when's the last time you got drunk, or, you know, anything like that, and just making people laugh and making people feel at ease, and, you know, just being their friend and just being a good person to chat to, really.
Kimi Räikkönen hugged him at the end of the interview.
Yeah, he
doesn't hug anyone.
I was going to say the Iceman, right?
Yeah.
I love Kimi. I'm a massive Kimi fan.
He's a legend, yeah.
You know, I just laughed, you know, that he hugged you. I mean, that's...
Yeah. That's a bromance for life, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You've got his number?
Yeah, big time, yeah. He's definitely going to remember me.
What is it? What's his number?
I can't. I've got an NDA now.
Sorry. Got to ask you, okay, so we're talking Kimi. I mean, I'm going back years. You know, Kimi was teammates, I believe, with Coulthard at one point in F1, correct? Anyways, David from the UK, getting Coulthard stories?
I've never met.
Have you guys ever met him?
I've met him, yeah. Oh, he's a laugh. He's a proper...
I was going to say, he seems like he'd be fun.
Yeah. No, I was on a Mercedes event
a while ago. At Brooklands?
Yeah, it was. And he drove me around in a Mercedes SLS. And, he just talked some stupid shit. And, you know, we had a really good laugh. And, you know, he's quite smutty and he's got a proper potty mouth. And I just thought, wow, I've not seen this side of you. Because every time I've seen you on TV, you've been there with your square head and you've been very square. But he was great, yeah. Seeing another side of a person, like you said, with Travis, like I saw a completely different side to him as well. And
you saw him at a bar in Nowhere, Nevada, and he was having a blast, flipping people off and talking trash.
Absolutely, yeah. There were a lot of people to flip off in that bar.
Yeah.
I remember one guy who was a bit of a stalker. Let's move on.
There was one, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
There's always that one person, and there was that one person in the bar.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate you having. We're at 30 minutes now, but I appreciate you guys taking the time, man. This is a ton of fun.
Yeah, no, it's been fun.
We need to do this more often, man.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a ton of fun.
Podcasting's really fun.
It is.
We should definitely do podcasting.
I was thinking about this the other day.
It's loads of fun.
Yeah, and it's fun on the floor as well.
Yeah. Like, we don't see, that's the thing with us as well. We're really low maintenance. So we put us in a shed and we'll produce some great podcast material as well. We don't need the fancy like DJ booths, you know.
Well, you know, that's funny because here we are, we're live. I don't care. Like I've got this big studio, but I have more fun just dropping a mic here and talking with people, and people are like, oh, you're going to SEMA, are you going to do some shows? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, where are you going to be set up? Do you have a big booth and with banners? And I'm like, yeah, I've had that before. I've got that set up and I can bring that to events. This is so much more fun because it's like just people talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you guys do a podcast, I would love to be involved in that.
Oh, 100%.
Just say, hey, let's
we brought our first guest already.
Like we can do some kind of good tie-in, and I'll push it out through my channels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should have some fun. We'll talk about that off air with our non-disclosure. Thank you guys, though. I mean, for some of our American listeners tuning in, where can they find out more information on Car Throttle?
Well, you can go check us out on YouTube, check out the website, If you want to know numbers, then just listen to this podcast over and over and over again. Or send Adnan an email at... No, I'm going to stop there.
Emails. Message me on Instagram and add me as well, so I get more followers.
Because I'm verified. Look at me, I'm verified. I'm a businessman.
I'm so desperate. I need to overtake him. It's never going to happen. I know that it's never going to happen.
How many followers have you got now?
A lot. I don't bother counting anymore. Yeah, I don't refresh it every day and have a look. Right. Yeah, definitely don't do that.
You're just going to start the Instagram advertising like people. That's the thing now. I see these things pop up and it says sponsored, and I'm like, this guy's got 500 followers. Why are they sponsoring?
That's no point. I have 500 followers. What's the point?
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, you should probably consider that, Adnan. Yeah. Or you could pay me and I'll give you tags.
Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Man, talk about a good time with my friends at Car Throttle. Obviously, that was recorded live at SEMA. We were picking up some background noise, people walking by, but the content there was A+, on point. Lots of good times. You should definitely check them out, carthrottle.com. I mean, their social media is, obviously at Car Throttle, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. They are on it, producing funny, good content all the time. Massive following and just good people. And just for the record, so you guys know, that was Adnan, Alex, as well as Sam, and then a little sneak guest appearance from Kelly Wilmore. But if you're looking for social media handles, I guess it's at AdnanR35, at AutoAlex, at SHRTYR8, Shorty R8, and Kelly Wilmore is just at Kelly Wilmore, I guess, if you want to give her a follow too. But she's with Impact Mastercraft. You guys probably already know that. But good times, tons of fun with Car Throttle. We're going to air that uncut on Project Action this week, as well as interview with my friend Caitlin Ansari. Not an interview, it's kind of a new reoccurring segment. But lots of fun out there at SEMA Show with them, and man, 30 minutes of laughs, that's for sure. But we're going to take a short break. We come back, wrapping things up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, wrapping things up on another edition of the show. Thanks to all you guys for tuning in. Anybody down in Baja, here in the United States, UK, wherever you're at, thank you. Make sure and please go over to iTunes and subscribe to this show in podcast form. It helps us out. Even if you don't listen to it over there, give me a rating or review. Tell me what you think of the show. Please go over to iTunes, subscribe to this, as well as my other show, Project Action. Thanks to my friends from Throttle, that epic 3-part interview. We don't normally do those, take up like a whole hour of a national show, but they are definitely good friends of mine. They've got do some amazing content, and lots of fun having them. Thanks to Clint Bowyer as well. Thanks to all you guys for tuning in once again. Make sure and check out KC Highlights. Don't forget, 20% off this week only. Use that coupon code Beaver20. You can go to kchighlights.com/JimBeaver. Also, we've got my good friends over there at GenuinePolarisParts.com. Go to GenuinePolarisParts.com/JimBeaver. You can get a discount over there as well. They've got all your OEM Polaris Razor parts. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. Baja 1000 this week and weekend. It's the big one. We'll have some winners next week, as well as Brittany Force on air. Thanks to Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, KC Highlights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish, Impact, OTSFF, Optimus Starters, GenuinePolarisParts.com, Terracross, and the Blue Water Resort and Casino. I am at JimBeaver15 on social media. My normal co-host, Amy Hood, at AmyHood71. And don't forget, Dirtfish coupon code is JBDirtfish, and that will get you 15% off all your classes at Dirtfish Rally School. I will definitely be locked and loaded to the Baja 1000. Please stay active on social media. Tweet me. Let me know what you're thinking about Baja. Let's talk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, man. I'll be posting stuff up. Big shout out to my boy Robbie Pierce, who is racing under his new 30 Racing banner. Definitely go over to his Facebook page. Keep locked and loaded there. They'll have updates on his trek in Baja and his number 30 trophy truck. So be safe. Anybody in Mexico, please be safe. Have a good time, and looking forward to catching up with you listeners next week with some Baja winners on the show here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Be safe. As always, game on.